Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Sunday, the 18th of February, 2018. I've not been home all day. We just got home a little while ago. I actually went into Rochester last night and spent the night at a friend's house, and him and I went out and had fun. And then I had gotten invited today to go watch the Daytona 500 with a young man that I used to take care of. So I went out and I hung out there for a couple hours, and then I went and picked up my kids, and now we just got back here a short while ago. We just got the fire going. It's about 32 out. I don't think it hit 40 today outside, but you know, so no, we haven't even been around at all. So just to give you a heads up why, you know, there wasn't a video up earlier. So anyway, I wanted to do this video today, and I think it's kind of important, and I'm going to get into a different topic along the same venue tomorrow. But why prep? Okay, so you know, I've had a lot of people, you know, make comments of it's a waste of time to prep. You know, when you prep, you're making yourself a target, and people that know that you have food are going to come for you, and all those type of things. So let's talk about why prep to start with. Okay, the reason that we prep to begin with, okay, realistically, anybody that does prep, the first thought in your mind is any kind of natural disaster. You know, be it a flood, be it a hurricane, be it you know, or tornado, be it you know, a snowstorm, a power outage, you know, anything. There's so many different possibilities of something that happen all the time. Wildfires, you know, all the time that happen in the United States every single year. It's going to be some kind of disaster all the time, every single year. So the first reason that we should prep is to be ready for those natural disasters. So, you know, if you go to FEMA sites or if you go to Red Cross sites, they will tell you to have a 2-week supply of food and water on hand in case of an emergency. Now, even with those warnings and even with those recommendations, 95% of people do not prep at all. So most people, if they're lucky, have a week's worth of food in their house. That's the average, okay? There are some people that go day to day. To me personally, I find that absolutely insane thinking, because, you know, you just don't know what's going to happen. And so to be prepared, you know, especially if your government is telling you you should be prepared for a 2-week disaster with food and water, I think it's very important that we do that, okay? So that's the number one reason why everybody should prep, okay? Now, before I get into it further, I wanted to remind everybody, today's the 18th, tomorrow is the 19th. Tomorrow is the last day that you can go on to Legacy. If you've made a purchase before on the site, get a 20% discount when you check out, when you go to the checkout and use fast shipping. Okay, so before I forgot about mentioning that, I wanted to make sure I mentioned that. So tomorrow is the 19th. Tomorrow's the last day that you can get that discount if you've made a purchase already at Legacy and you're thinking about maybe wanting to add on to your food stocks for long-term food storage, because obviously Legacy does long-term freeze-dried food. Okay, so tomorrow is the last day for that sale. So if you've thought about doing it at this point and haven't done it, that would be a good time to do it. Okay, so that being said, now they now have very fast shipping where they're shipping everything out within 1 to 2 days of the order. So that's a really nice thing, so you're going to get it a lot quicker. Okay, so that being said, the other reason for prepping, and it really, for most people, you know, okay, let's give an example. Okay, the Mormons in their tenet are told to have a year's worth of food. Okay, so now, do all Mormons do it? Probably not, but I would say probably a good majority of them do, because it's right in, you know, what in their manifesto, if you will, of what they need to do. They're told to keep at least a year's worth of food on hand. So I believe personally that you should have at least a year's worth of food available, if not more. And the reason that I do it is because if anything major came down the pipe, a major event of any kind of thing that would affect the whole country or the whole world, per se, what basically having that much food does for me, if I have 2 or if I have 3 years worth of food, I can supplement wild edibles, game, by hunting, gathering, be it apples, pears, cherries, peaches, and because we have a lot of fruit trees up here in our area, especially the apple and cherries and pear trees and stuff like that. Those grow really, really well here. So to supplement that other food in with what you can gather, it's going to extend your preparedness food. So let's say, okay, let's look at it like this. Okay, let's say I have 3 years worth of food stocked away for me and the kids. So I got 3 years worth of food for me and the kids. What that is going to do is it's going to buy me time to get established gardens going even better than they already will be, and get things growing, harvesting, canning, and getting more food put away. Okay, so obviously if you're going to be doing canning and those type of things, you got to have cans, you got to have lids, you have to have all the other necessities to can, which anybody that's watched my videos know that I do. Okay, you're going to be doing gathering, like I said, with the apples and the pears and cherries and stuff like that, raspberries when they come into season. One of the first things you're going to get that comes up every year is dandelions. Okay, very, very edible. Okay, so you can make dandelion wine if you want to. So there's definitely a lot of different opportunities out there, and if you know your wild edibles, and the thing is, it's not even just the wild edibles, knowing what plants are going to be good for medicinal as well. That's important as well. Okay, but that's another whole topic. But that 3 years worth of food is going to be extended a lot longer, because we're not just going to eat our food that we have put back. Okay, and so now you're going to say to me, well, what kind of foods should I put back? I believe you have to do a combination. You're going to go with your staples of your rice and your beans. Everybody does rice and beans. Okay, and is it smart to do rice and beans? Absolutely. Okay, very, very long shelf life. They'll last for a long, long time. Very good to have. You're going to want to supplement your rice and beans with your canned goods. You definitely should have a good amount of canned goods. Now, canned goods have a best by date on them. That doesn't mean that they go bad after the best by date. It just means they start to lose their nutritional value. So you can eat your canned goods years later and they're still going to be okay. So, they should be in your rotation of what you eat on a regular basis, and your canned goods should be stuff that you're going to eat. Okay, I'm not going to probably put up lima beans in a can because I really don't want to eat lima beans. That's just an example. Okay, I'm just going to use that out there. Now, if I'm starving and somebody had a can of lima beans, I'm going to eat it up and I'm going to enjoy it. But that's that's neither here nor there. But anyhow, so you're going to have your canned goods. You're going to have your rice and your beans. You're going to want to put up your sugars. You're going to want to put up honey. You're going to want to put up your salt, your iodized salt. Very, very important to have. Then you're going to want to have your other salt that's not iodized, like a kosher salt for tanning and working on hides and stuff like that. You're going to want to have freeze-dried food, okay, which is long-term food storage, 25-year shelf life. That's the way to go. If you want to just do it and forget about it and have it there, you can do it that way, okay. MREs, another good thing to have, long term. Again, those are 7 to 10 years for your MREs. So there's a lot of things that you can put away that you can utilize into your diet, okay, that's going to help you with prepping. So the ultimate goal is, if there is a major event in your prepping and you have a year or 2 years or 3 years worth of food put up, number one, you can be more generous charity-wise, okay, if you wish to be. If you don't wish to be, that is obviously your option, okay, but that option would be there. It gives you time to establish, you know, your fruit trees, your gardens, getting those things going. I plant at least 4 fruit trees every year, okay? And I also do bushes like blueberry bushes and stuff like that as well. So those take time to establish, to produce fruit. It doesn't happen overnight. It actually takes, you know, like we planted the 2 pear trees and the 2 cherry trees, and last year, we did that a couple years ago, 2 years ago. Last year we ended up getting 3 cherries and 1 pear. So that was the second year. This year I anticipate that we'll do better than that, okay? But again, that takes time. So getting things in place and doing those type of things now is really, really important, okay? There's so many different aspects of prepping. You know, prepping does a couple of things. It gives you peace of mind. It's going to help you out in that emergency situation. Now, could that emergency situation be a loss of a job? Could that emergency situation be you're unable to work because of an injury? Okay, absolutely. That's why you have that food put back, so that you can utilize that in your time of need. It doesn't necessarily have to be an SHTF event. It doesn't necessarily have to be that. It could be an SHTF event in your life, okay? It could be a death of the breadwinner, and it's going to give you time to get things going with other plans to do what you have to do, you know, but in the meantime, at least you can eat, okay? So that's why we prep. That's the premise of prepping, and so I wanted to share that with you guys, and I kind of give you a reasoning behind it, you know, because like people will say to me, I get a lot, well, what are you going to do after your preps are all gone? Well, hopefully by that point I'll have a well-established garden, well-established, you know, like animals that I can, you know, utilize and stuff like that, be it rabbits, chickens, goats, and have other ways of getting food in, okay? So that's what it's all about. Stocking up on food, short-term and long-term, is going to give you the advantage of time. That's realistically, that's what prepping is all about. It's giving you an advantage of time. Be it a short-term emergency, be it a long-term emergency, be it a middle-term emergency. Whatever the emergency is, it buys you time. So that's why you prep. That's why you should prep, you know. And it's just smart to do. When people don't do it at all, that to me is the definition of insanity. Somebody said, oh, you're insane because you prep. No, the definition of insanity to me is to not look out for my children's well-being if something happens, okay? That to me is insanity. If you have children, you have no excuse of why you don't prep. None whatsoever. Because you don't have to think of yourself. You need to think of them. So that's why we do what we do as far as prepping goes. So I hope this video helps. I definitely want your guys' feedback. I want to hear what you guys have to say. You know, I'm going to start now. Things are starting to slow down. I've been inundated with a tremendous amount of new subscribers over this last week. It's been absolutely insane. That video that I made is over 300,000 views, which is just mind-boggling to me to have that many views on a video. I think my best video previous to that was maybe 50,000 views. So to get over 300, I think it's like at 316,000 views or something like that right now. So absolutely amazing. You know, so welcome all the new people. I appreciate you joining in, following the channel, and hopefully you learned something. We got some great plans for this year coming up, and you know, you'll be seeing all that come into fruition. But you know, I wanted to do a video of why you should prep, okay? Why you should do it. Why should you prep? So hopefully this video explains that. Like I said, I definitely want the feedback from everybody, and I hope everybody had a really good weekend. I really do. I want you guys to remember, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen. And, you know, remember STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever your goals are, whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it if you work at it methodically. Now, I just got to tell you, isn't that a beautiful fire? It feels fantastic. The house was a little chilly getting home and not having the fire going, but even with being gone for over a day, there were still hot coals in that fire. So that was pretty cool. So anyway, guys, listen, I hope everybody's doing well. I will talk to you all tomorrow. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.